look at life for the southern people like a small town, nothing's real. Mama's still doing wrong, don't tell the preacher. Nothing really changes except the weather. If you can't say something nice, you don't say nothing at all. Don't want you up in my life, 'cause you talk too much. Yo. I could leave it all, I'm feeling low. Find myself on a brand new road. If you can't say something nice, you don't say nothing at all. Don't want you up in my life, 'cause you talk too much, y'all. Gotta go to church on Sunday, get a dose of the Southern truth. Grandma's house is just down the way, and she's missing you.
Yeah, happy Saturday morning. It's still Saturday morning here on the East Coast, 11:33 Eastern Standard Time a.m. What a beautiful, and I mean beautiful day. That requires us to repeat ourselves. It is absolutely gorgeous outside. The weather was cool this morning. Almost, I wore this little jacket. We almost needed a jacket. It was in the 50s. Blue skies, just amazing morning. Had spent some time with friends. I made friends and just had a great time as we get nearing kickoff for Georgia, Kentucky. I'll be going to work shortly, but we'll catch some of it maybe. And hopefully you'll catch some football today or something. But it's a beautiful day. Don't do that all day. Get outside, enjoy this beautiful. If I don't know your area, but in ours it's absolutely just blue skies, great weather. Makes you want to get outside. Been out walking around small town America, getting interviews and promos, and just having a ball. It's just been such a blessing this morning. I can't say enough. We ran into a gentleman. We're going to run a spot for him. We're going to highlight his store, but he has a ministry, and if he's watching, he's probably working. I don't think he's probably watching today, but if he is, God bless you. Really touches me. And this is our show, Southern Talk, and I'm going to dive into some state news. Just talking about that. But this is, that's our Main Street USA feature that we really let sit dormant for quite a while. But getting back out, getting in the community, me and Rob love to do that. Now Paul is helping with that, and others will be helping with it. But getting on the street, talking to people on the street, and just enjoying what the blessing that America has to offer, and it is such a blessing. This week I've been working with someone that is new to the country. He's been in the country for 2 months from Egypt, and highly respect this man. It took him a year, see, to do things the legal way. He's here on a worker status, and he has went to work. That's how come I was working with him. Him and his family, kids are in school, and of course they're having some hard time. He's trying to learn the English. He's trying very hard, but at the age he is, it gets harder, and he's trying though. And I asked him about just chit chat, just learning about people, loving people. And I was talking to him about coming to America and what sort of led up to that. Why here, why now? And what he said is that he loves being here. He wants to be here, but he really did it for his kids. And I got to admire him. I mean, this stage of his life where he is, well, not far from 50, I think. He he said that he wanted a place for his kids to grow up in where the schools were, they were clean. The street, cities was a nice city. Not He don't like a lot of noise. He wanted to be out away from some of that what he called noise of the city, and he just can't handle that. And he's a person of extreme honor and is one of the most nicest people you'd ever met. But I was really moved by his appreciation for what we have here, and you see that. You see people that do make that journey the right way, working through all the legalities of coming to America. And think about it. He hardly knows anybody here. One person, one who speaks, and they don't even speak his language. But his kids are in school. They don't know. They can't communicate. They're trying. They're in middle school, high school, and they're trying. And I told him, I said, I really admire what you're doing for your family. And you're coming here. You're going to make America better. You're working. You're doing those things, and you're coming here for the reasons of to appreciate what America has to offer. And those are great things. So it's just been a really blessed week of communicating and sharing in the best way we could in the English, and we did a little bit of a Google Translate and stuff like that. But because the main thing is we wanted to understand each other, and when we can talk to each other, then we learn about each other, and when we learn about each other, we will have friendships, and friendships lead to closer relationships, and we just need that in America so desperately, to have that that relationship with our neighbor, to love our neighbor. And I really enjoyed so much talking to him, and everyone that he's met that I've talked to say, what a nice man, and just awesome. Loves the environment here where we live, and doesn't drive. I mean, he's not been here long, so he's picking rides up or taking Ubers, like we would do. Y'all pray for him, and just spent the time, the money, a lot of money involved to get all the legalities set aside settled so he could be in the country and doing. And 2 months, only 2 months. It's really a neat for me. I'd love to have him come share, but I'd have to have somebody who could understand it, because it'd be a little difficult. But just talking about what that's like. So from Egypt, Cairo, or suburb of Cairo, basically. And it was a person who's found very interesting. So I'm honored. I'm honored. I get to meet somebody, and that's what I like to do. I like to get out, meet people, man on the street, and learn about people that way, and talk to them and learn what they're doing. But anyway, we were down in the town today, and this ministry that a gentleman has is just amazing, and really touched our hearts. We'll get that up. Just some of it will go up today. We'll get that in the rotation. We got to build a little background for it, but the video for it will start going up today. I haven't been home long, and I do have to go to work. So I wanted to come on, so a little Southern talk a little state issues, and Lord knows that. The news broke yesterday about this ongoing case. I'm in Georgia. This is Georgia. This circus act that was going on in Georgia. It's largely been settled and moved, but the one in Atlanta with Fani Willis, the president famously would call her Fanny. She got mad at that. But the same judge, Scott McAfee, anyway, He said he has made a decision here that the case will be dismissed in 14 days unless a new prosecutor steps forward to run the case forward. They tend to think it won't happen because he's a sitting president. There's been so many problems and embarrassment. That's a hot potato. Nobody wants that thing. So there is a possibility. There's other people that are involved that there's still some indictments against. Those may go forward. I don't know. But it was a one paragraph order Friday afternoon that was sent to the prosecuting attorney's council of Georgia to name a prosecutor for the case that Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis was disqualified from continuing the prosecution. And here was what he wrote. Should an appointed prosecuting attorney or representative of PAC fail to file an entry of appearance or request a particularized extension within 14 days from the entry of this notice, the court will issue a dismissal without prejudice for want of prosecution, the judge wrote. We have received the order and are reviewing it to provide a response to the court. PAC Prosecuting Attorney Council spokesperson Tracy Watson said in an email. So this case was so ugly. We saw the circus courtroom and what was going on, and this relationship with the investigator that she had, and was an employee, but was seeing him, and we saw that play out before us in the courtroom. Was really embarrassing for the state of Georgia. And I don't care what anybody says. It was embarrassing for the state of Georgia, for the court system, to walk in like that with, and embarrass them. I mean, just not a way for a prosecutor to act. That I don't care whose side you're on. That was not a way for someone to act and to walk in like that. So anyway, this will probably go away, and I would tend to think that it would. So she was removed, remember, after the Georgia Court of Appeals removed Willis from the case in December, citing, quote, an appearance of impropriety, end quote. And the high court last month declined to hear Willis's appeal, putting the case in the lap of the prosecuting attorney's counsel. So we'll see what the prosecuting attorney's counsel wants to do. I don't know that they'll do anything with it, but we will see. So I just hope this thing goes away. There are still some defendants that are around this. One of them being former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani is still listed in this indictment. Then you have some others as well. I think 18 altogether. Nathan Wade was the special prosecutor, investigator, prosecutor. I never could quite figure out what this guy was doing anyway. But there's 14 other people, including White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, and of course Trump's attorney at the time, Rudy Giuliani. Let's just hope this thing washes out and goes away. It's a stain on Georgia. It was a horrible thing. Georgia don't need to be in the spotlight like that. It's always coming to Georgia. We're a pivotal state. They're trying to flip the state. There's a lot of outside influences coming in the state. Money rolling in. 2026, it'll do it all over again, and you'll see this happen again. I just hope it don't turn into a spectacle, a circus, and hopefully we can get this moved on. But that's big news coming out of Georgia. It'd be nice to see this just closed out, and hoping for that. Absolutely. So, what a horrible thing to have to deal with in Georgia. It's definitely a need for that to jump in there. Got a video I was trying to play. There's also some news that hand, foot, and mouth cases are surging across Georgia. So this is also a news event that is occurring for us. Not something we want to be known for as well. So some of the things that are affecting our state, and so we'll see as we still got that parasite that is preying on the peanuts, the cotton, and we're trying to cover that. But it's these things are horrible. They pop up in your state, and we definitely don't want to see those things take foothold here and make people sick. That's some Georgia news anyway. But Um, and then also, Fani Willis agrees to testify for a special committee looking into the prosecution of the President Trump. She says that she will honor a subpoena and testify next month about her prosecution of President Donald Trump and others. That testimony is expected to be on November 13th. November 13th. So we'll get to hear from her as well. The chairman of the committee, State Senator Bill Calzert, told WSB Channel 2 that he's negotiating with her attorney over the scope of the questions. Some Democrats are even saying it's time to hear her side. The reason I ask about the Fani Willis investigation is because she has agreed to testify in front of our committee to honor our subpoena. Calzert said the committee was credited to look into her prosecution of Trump and other election interference defendants. So this will be interesting. We'll see what the scope of those questions are. I'm sure it won't be all the questions I would like to ask, but or a lot of other people would like to ask, but we will see what goes on with that. Georgia, Lord have mercy. Can we not just move on from this? And now we got Derek Dooley trying to go out there and run. And there is, I want to thank Barry, one of our longtime listeners. I want to thank him for sending me the campaign video of Collins against Dooley, and it is a scathing hit piece. I love it. That basically the gist of it was that Derek Dooley's been on the sidelines the whole time, and it goes step by step, and talks about being a football coach on the sidelines, and then uses that analogy to talk about how he's always been on the sidelines when these big things were happening. He didn't offer support. He didn't give money. He didn't all these things, and now he's wanting to come along and tell you that he's here for you. No, he's not. He's always been on the sidelines. I'm not for the candidate. I'm not, as my own personal, just for me, I'm not for him in this race myself, and I'm just speaking for me, not for anybody else. But they've really the powers that be have really jumped in behind him, and there's all kind of videos out there of the governor and different ones going on. I'm not a fan of the governor who's outgoing. There'll be a new governor, and so some changes coming to the state. It'll be a big race like Florida, Alabama, Georgia all have, and I think Tennessee all have their governors up for election. I'm almost certain. I remember that Marsha Blackburn is running in Tennessee. Don't know all the candidates yet. I haven't looked that close. But as we get just a little bit closer into side November and getting a year from, that will take a little more spotlight on it, and we'll begin to see more names that'll be thrown in the ring. Now in Alabama, you have the old ball coach who's going to run for that state senator, who is now running for that one, as Kay Ivey will be. I think she is termed. I don't think she can't run no more. It's usually 2 terms, I believe it is. But the old ball coach from Auburn he's putting his hat in the ring for that. I'd say he'd be a strong candidate. Even though some people don't like him because he's at Auburn, he's well thought of in the state. He's done a good job as a state senator. He stood up when it wasn't easy to do so and tried to stand up for values, and I do appreciate his stand on a lot of things. So, and then we'll see what happens in Georgia and Florida as well. Big money. Well, and that'll be fun. This will be the election coming up. We have is just real small stuff, but sure, definitely go out and vote. Local things. We've only got 1 or 2 things I think on the ballot here, but we'll definitely go vote. But into 2026, a big ballot, big. It's not a presidential year, but it's as big as it really sets up the run for the presidential election is the midterm, and the midterms are going to be huge in a lot of states around the USA. And so, we'll see where that goes. But these races are going to heat up, and the hit pieces are going to come. But this is a very well done video that they put out. I had to chuckle on it. But there is an article there. The number running in Georgia is now up to 13 candidates who are running for governor of Georgia. And from the Savannah News, there were 3 more that were just added. And those 3 were Greg Kirkpatrick. He's a Republican from Woodstock with a lot of experience in medical technology and engineering, particularly in a legal witness in multiple court cases, according to his LinkedIn. He previously ran for Georgia House of Representatives in 2024, District 21, and lost in the primaries to Brad Thomas. Also, we have Ruwa Roman, the first Muslim woman and first Palestinian elected to the Georgia House of Representatives. She's a Democrat who represents part of the metro Atlanta area, including Duluth. According to her biography, she has worked as communication director for CARE Georgia. We know what that organization is. Helped establish the Georgia Volunteer Hub and was a field organizer for multiple organizations. She says, I believe we can make history and change policy to benefit all Georgia families. We often hear that we are the number one place to do business. I believe we can make Georgia the number one place to live. And then Clark Dean, a Republican, the founder of Transwestern's Transaction Sciences Group, that's a mouthful, which the company says is made up of multidisciplinary consulting and brokerage experts who route real estate finance and consulting and science to spark innovation and help leaders structure better solutions. He's a former president of the Rotary Club of Atlanta and sits on the board of multiple Atlanta area organizations. Among those who are, there's a little more on Mr. Dean. He says, as an outsider and a business leader, I will stand firm in our shared conservative American principles, put Georgia families first, and deliver real results, he said on his Facebook. So among those that we know that are running on the Democratic side, Jeff Duncan, of course, very, very well-known figure in Georgia politics, Jason Estevez, Keisha Lance Bottoms, member, mayor of Atlanta, Derek Jackson, Olu Brown, Michael Thurman, and Ruwa Roman. Sorry about that. Republicans, Clark Dean, which we just mentioned, Burt Jones, which is going to be a big candidate here in Georgia on that side. Chris Carr is another well-known figure. Then we have Leland Oliger II and Greg Kirkpatrick, which we mentioned. The primaries will be May 19th, 2026 in the state of Georgia. Runoff, if needed, will be June 16th, and election day is November 3rd, 2026. So there you go. 13 total candidates between Democrats and Republicans, and we'll get one of those each out of those primaries. Burt Jones will be a strong candidate. So will Jeff Duncan. It's not to say others don't have a chance, but those are big guns that will, I'm sure, face off. And I like to look at those things as they develop. Some people just like to run to get attention, and it does get attention for you. And if you may not win there, but you get your name out there and you kind of run in that, and then you can kind of come back down and run for something else, and now you've kind of established that you're a candidate trying to seek. But sometimes you reach too far, and some of these definitely do that. But it does help you get if you get on the ballot, then there are some monies if the party so decides to support your work, and we'll see. But it'd be interesting to see what some of these are standing on. I think I know what I'm gonna stand on, but let's see here. Oh, that's too old. I was looking for. Let's see here if we can find. Let's look at Alabama's. To 2026 for Alabama, declared candidates for Republican side primary in Alabama so far, which I mentioned, Tommy Tuberville, U.S. Senator, 2021 to present. He's Armed Services Committee's done a lot of things, well-known figure, and he will be a very, very strong candidate. And I would say the lead candidate. Ken McFeeters, an insurance agent and candidate from the 6th Congressional District in 2024, declined. They've even got some declines on here, which that doesn't matter to me if they've declined. The Democratic declared Will Boyd, former Greenville, Illinois city councilor and nominee for lieutenant governor of Alabama in 2018, and U.S. Senate in 2022, Jamel Brown, online pastor, Yolanda Flowers, educator, nominee for governor in 2022, so ran before, Chad Martin, hemp business owner, candidate for governor in 2022. Now, there is one that's getting his name out there. Business, money well spent. He's, you know what? The dude's going to get some votes. He's not got a snowball's chance of winning, I wouldn't think, but he'll definitely get some votes. The hemp business owner. Oh, could you have thunk that 20 years ago in Alabama? A potential, and this would be a big one, is Doug Jones, former U.S. Senator, 2018 to 2021. That would throw some flames on that race. So there'll probably be some others that will appear, but right now that's kind of where it's sitting at. So we'll see kind of where that goes. And campaign finance reports as of September 30th of this year, Will Boyd, Democrat, has raised $62,000. And how about our boy here, Chad Martin, the hemp business owner? He's raised $18,000 plus. So he's definitely got some campaign sign money, and he has spent $6,000 of that. He's got some money on hand, and he'll have to raise a whole lot more than that. You go over to Tommy Tuberville, we've got numbers on him, and as of September 30th, 2025, he has raised over, I think, let's see here, I think that's $5 million. So to give you an idea of where the money's at here, he has spent $761,000. So he has cash on hand of over $5 million. So because he already had some money, so he is at 5.6, a little over 5.6, ready to go forward. Money will continue to come in. I think you'll see this was it's Tuberville's race, I would think. I don't know who else might join, but this is a Republican state. I think it will stay that as governor. Predictions from the Cook Political Report, Inside Elections, and Sabato's Crystal Ball and Race to the White House all have made predictions in August and September this year that it is still a solid R in Alabama. So Tommy Tuberville, the old ball coach, one of them. I mean, you had Steve Spurrier, but he is that Auburn coach, and that might Alabama fans might not like him, but they would vote for him over someone else. I think he'll do well. But it won't be as hard fought as some other states, I think. And we will see. Let's see here. Let's look at another state that is a key state. And of course, we know some already. Hang on just a second. This is going to be a dogfight in Florida. They got to filter through a lot of names, that's for sure. 27 candidates. That's how heavy it is, counting both parties right now in the state of Florida. 20. Good morning, Killer Carl. How you doing, buddy? Happy Saturday. Hope your family's all well. Hope you're well. Happy podcasting to you. And go teams for your college football. And I hope you have just a fantastic day. I've been out in the street interviewing people today. We've been doing some promo spots. Just love it. I love that kind of thing. Got a kind of a new show working up for the Saturday morning. And just staying busy. Killer Carl, go give him a follow on the Rumble side. And if you don't have Rumble, why not? Get your Rumble app. It's free. Follow Killer Carl. He is a mover and a shaker. I'm not blowing smoke. This man is on the move. He's on the march. I'm honored to call him friend. And you better pay attention to this man. He is as they say, going north with a bullet. Good, man. Glad to hear that. And if you need to see what that looks like, there's your spelling. Killer Carl. He is a killer dude. The Florida, can you imagine 27 candidates for Florida? That's crazy that they've all filed. On the Republican side, among this 27 is Shay Cruel. Not familiar with Shay Cruel. Byron Donalds is the dog here, one of them that you're going to hear about a lot. Maybe the lead one. Jim Holcomb, Daniel Imperato, John Mercadante, Paul Renner, Kenneth Suchi, and Robert Williams Jr. Among the Democrats, Richard Dembski, Dana Foster, Let's see. Indoni Jean Baptiste, David Jolly, and Donald Peterson. So that is among those. And there are some running as independents. They have no party affiliation. There's some that have nothing. They're not even independents. But independents: James Brown, Andrea Klink, and Reginald Strachan, all running as independents. And you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people who have no party affiliation. I don't know if any of them are a hemp business owner like that one in Alabama. I thought that was a slick move by him. I do not recognize any of the names. So my opinion is Florida will stay a Republican state for as far as the governor, but we'll see. We'll do a little more deep dive on them as we get into that. But it's amazing to watch this many southern states have governors changing hands, and that's going to create a lot of energy, absolutely, in the 2026 election. And of course, I'm a podcaster. I enjoy it because it's fun to cover and fun to watch. And you just got to love that. Gives us a lot to talk about, especially Georgia. By the way, Killer, if you're still out there, everybody I talked to says there's no way we're voting for Derek Dooley. He wore them pants. But that hit piece, I don't know if you saw it from Doug Collins. I think it was Doug Collins. That hit piece that he's put out, I call it a hit piece because it's scathing about him always being on the sidelines. That's a killer political ad. Killer. No pun intended. Well, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, that is a great. Whatever money they spend on that one, they'll get a lot of mileage out of that. I love that. I had to laugh because I'm not for him anyway. But what a great. Elections they'll drive you crazy. You get mad, but it is absolutely fantastic to have a report on. It's fantastic to be able to do shows about that. The amount of material that we will have in 2026 will not end. You will have no shortage of shows just off of the election, and that ain't counting all the other stuff that we're wanting to run on. So let me see here. Let me see if I can get the latest updates. And the Tennessee candidates. Now we know some of these. I know a couple of them anyway that are going to be running. Let's see. The Democratic primary will have these folks involved in Tennessee. State reps, Afton Ben, I hope I said that right, Bo Mitchell, Vincent Dixie, that's a great Southern name, and Darden Copeland. And that's among those. And then we know that on the Republican side, Marsha Blackburn is running for that. And I would say she is really going to be strong in that run for that. But there is, oh, that's not the one. I'm sorry. I told you wrong. I'm sorry. I looked at the wrong thing. That's another one. Here we go. Let me get this because I thought, who are these guys? Let's go Democrat declared. Sorry, that was a special election. I got my eyes in the wrong place. Steve Cohen, by the way, declined to run for U.S. Representative from Tennessee's not congressional district. He declined. Cornita Atwater, Tim Sear, Jerry Green, Memphis City Councilor, and Adam Kurtz, a guitarist. That's another one of those. You get a little pub, play your music, get up there, write your own songs, kind of run, get your name out there. You can see it every time. Declined on the Republican side, or they said we're not going to run. Mark Green, former U.S. Representative from Tennessee's 7th Congressional District. Bill Hagerty, U.S. Senator 2021 to President. He's running for re-election, by the way. Trey Hargett, Tennessee Secretary of State, still in that position. Dana Harshberger, U.S. Representative from Tennessee's 1st Congressional District, still in that position. Pete Hegseth declined to run, U.S. Secretary of State. Let's see. Glenn Jacobs, Mayor of Knox County, big county there around Knoxville, has declined. And Stuart McWhorter, Tennessee Commissioner of Economic and Community Development 2022 to present. Declared in Tennessee. Of course, Marsha Blackburn, U.S. Senator 2019 to present. Monty Fritz, State Representative from the 32nd District, still presently, and John Rose, U.S. Representative from Tennessee's 6th Congressional District, still there. This is Marsha Blackburn's to lose, I believe, at this point, unless somebody else jumps in. And obviously, these people declined because she is a strong candidate, very well thought of in the state. That is very much a Republican state, and business is booming there. Companies are moving in. No state tax. Plenty of land to develop. They've got big cities: Nashville, Chattanooga, Knoxville, Memphis. Got to fix some things in Memphis. Got presidents out there trying to get those things fixed. But it is a state that is very much Republican. And if we go down and look at right now, let's see here for what I want to look at. Some of the polling. I was looking for the money. They don't have the money up for them. But those same predictors are predicting against the state solidly Republican. I was looking to see if they had their money. I don't see that. You don't have to do a little deeper dive and see. I would say Marsha has all the money she's going to need ready at hand. She will raise all she needs. That won't be a problem. And it'll be difficult for somebody to match her. And they're not going to pour money into this race. Hello, Dean Potts. How you doing? Dean Potts, 500. I'm sure that's a race designation. 500 miler. Absolutely. Appreciate you being here, popping in, and join our, I think we said Wednesday, right? We said we were going to do the next racing show and sports show. Absolutely. So those are races that we know that are occurring right here in the South. And that's right here in the heart of the Bible Belt, some very important states. But that's going to be fun to cover in the 2026 races. And we're going to see, let's look at some, let's see here. I was trying to see who is up for races, and there is quite a few states that'll be up in this election. 36 states, wow, and 3 territories. Wednesday is good. That sounds good. Yeah, Daytona 500. That's right, the best race there is, the Daytona 500, man. Yeah, Wednesday it is. I think we said 5 o'clock. I'll check on that. I think that'll be fine. Don't forget to get your coffees. Absolutely. The Rumblebot. But that's amazing. And 3 territories. So amazing. That's a heavy one. And we can see those 36 states, it covers a wide range. Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, we knew about that. Colorado, Connecticut, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois. Yeah, Pritzker. Good grief. The guy just kills me. Iowa, Kansas, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota. Please, somebody beat Tim Walz. Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Mexico, New York, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania. There you go, Killer Carl. Who else? Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Vermont, Wisconsin, Wyoming. What a collection. 5 o'clock is great, Dean says. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. 5 o'clock is great. It's 5 o'clock racing somewhere, right? I love it. But, and I was looking to see, they're just looking at, I was looking to see if there was anybody. Let's look at Texas. And our friend now is running for the senator spot out there. You definitely remember him. But Texas, The incumbent is running, so Greg Abbott could hold that. But there's also some other folks that are stepping up. So that's a big race. I mean, you're always going to have some opposition in these kinds of races. So the territories, U.S. Virgin Islands, Northern Mariana Islands, Guam, and District of Columbia. Oh my goodness, this will be fun to watch. Kay Ivey won Alabama and was reelected with a 67.4% of the vote, which is really strong. I'm actually surprised it's not slightly above that, the 70 mark. But Tuberville could do that. And so we will see. There's some other potentials that have not announced yet, and certainly there'll be some more. But this looks solidly remain in Republican hands, and I would say he has the lead on that. But Byron Donalds, that's going to be a big race down in Florida. And there's also talk that Matt Gaetz may run. That's interesting as well. So we'll see where this kind of falls out. But I would think Daniels is or Donald, excuse me, is seen very much as the lead one here. But we'll cover more about it as we get a little closer. It is 12-12, so the Dogs are playing and hopefully doing well already. I didn't pull the game up, but hope you enjoy your football today. If you watch football, some people don't watch football. That's okay. The Celtic Blacksmith. Dave, I forgot when we decided on the. That would be a week from tomorrow. A week from tomorrow. And I think we said eight bells, Eastern Standard Time, 8 o'clock. A week from this Sunday night. So just slightly over a week. I need to make sure James remembers and Rob and we'll see if there's anybody else that we want to get up there. So, but that's when it is. That will be, let's see, the 12th, I think. Sounds about right. October 12th. Be a fun show. And that will be a Rumble show. It will not be. We will not. I'm sorry for those of you on YouTube. That show is going to be a show we're going to do about weapons, and there's no way we could put it on there. No way. There's a couple of other ones that we might, but we'll get. By the way, I think our penance is over for the podcast. Last night I couldn't put our show up on YouTube from the podcast. I ran it under my name, which has has several followers and people do come in. But I think our penance, our sentence of the week of being stricken, is over today. So we'll find. I'll find out in the morning when we go live. Today I just did from Rumble. I didn't do anything with StreamYard. So I don't have that YouTube set up on the Rumble side for the podcast, just mine. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't care. But if we do that show will absolutely not be on YT. There's no way. Probably be a couple of them we won't go to on that one. I'd say Instagram either. That kind of show. It may be a Rumble only. We just may make it exclusive. It'd probably be the best thing to do. They're just so funny about it, and they're the ones that we would be okay with that, or they would be okay with it. But some of these other platforms, we could never have a show like that and talk about. We're going to talk about several things. It'll encompass, some things about state laws and kind of where it's at, where you're at. Safe handling. Certain rights, the rights we have, and protection of those, where we're being threatened at. All kinds of things. Whatever. There's a lot. The panel will have thoughts. I don't want to have an agenda of exactly what we're going to say, because they may have some thoughts about where they want to go with that, and I definitely want to be able to explore those. That's why it's probably Rumble only. But get you a Rumble app free, whatever you're listening, and follow in. We go to everything almost every time we go live. We do have some exclusives we do Rumble, but we're a creator, uh, content creator for Rumble, so we do that some. But most times we go out to everybody that we can go live to, and then some that we can go live within those spots, like a TikTok or whatever it is. But some shows you just can't do. I mean, all we did, and I'll say it again, all we did was mention about, and it wasn't even us. It was somebody mentioned in the chat about certain cancer treatments outside of normal medical medicines and stuff. Struck us flat on, just kicked us out for a week. The appeal was not even heard. It was an automatic response, and that went through certainly Friday night. But we didn't receive the notification, or we didn't see it till Saturday. So I don't know if they struck us before midnight. It may go through today, which won't matter. We're not going live tonight, but tomorrow morning, on Sunday morning in the Word, I will be, and I will try to go to the YT. But we are there, and thank you whoever's watching from my personal channel. I appreciate it. This is Southern Talk, and we've just been talking about a few of the governor's races around the South. There's quite a few, but there's 36 states that the governor's seat is up, and some of those are incumbents. They're running for it again. Some of those are termed out, and in the case of Alabama, Georgia, Florida, I think, and Tennessee, all of them are termed, so it's going to be a new governor in those states. But there's quite a few blue states that are going to. Tim Walz is up. Oh, could somebody beat him? Oh. I can hear certain entities out there right now. Get the buses ready. You know they do. Combing the nursing homes, cemeteries. Oh yeah. Let's just hope it's legal and legit and all those things. That's so important. And some of these states are so close. I think Georgia the last time was decided around 200,000 votes. That sounds like a lot. It's really not. Not when you're talking about millions of votes being cast. That's you could swing votes, and that's North and South Georgia bringing it, because Atlanta proper is all blue. So that's North and South Georgia saying we want to stay a Republican state and getting out and voting, and it's been working. But the numbers are so hard. They're growing so much in and around Atlanta. It's turning more blue. That's always a danger. And it was a state that was blue for a long time. But then Roy Barnes, thank you, Roy Barnes. We're mad about what you did, but it was the best thing you could have done for politics, because you turned it back to a red state. And you got your butt beat because you messed with the flag down here. Again, us Americans don't like our rights being trampled on. Just making decisions to take things from us. The thought police, the offended police, all of them got to come around and be offended about something, or say that they're representing those who are, or telling you how to think or how to do, or what you can buy, or how much water can go in your toilet to flush and all that crap. They want to control everybody in your life. And these global dictators, I don't, I say, because it's that mentality, that global mentality, I don't want to hear it. I was talking to a guy last night, a friend of mine, and we were talking about decisions that were made all across the United States that have hurt America over time. It didn't happen all at one point. It was decisions that were made by people who made terrible decisions and slowly put them in play, and people didn't realize at the time just how messed up it was going to be. A lot of our homeless problem can be tracked to that because of decisions that were made, back in the, I guess that was the 90s, that we had, the changes of definition of what people were, and then people didn't get their medication no more. They just walked off into the sunset and became problems in everybody's state. That's not the total problem, but it was a big part of the addition to the problem. And so these elections have consequences. If there's anything we know, it's that. And we also know that votes do matter, and we've got to make sure it's legal, that you got to get out and vote, and it's not too early to start that. I say vote in every election. These elections that's coming up and for us in November are very small, but I still go vote. But man, you have got to be on the books, educating yourself, getting ready for 2026. It's so huge, and it is never too early to talk about that. We are almost 1 year from the general election in 2026, and that is going to set the course for the next 2 years in the president's agenda. And it could hurt him. It absolutely could hurt him. The seat, the balance of power, as we say, and how much that could change depending on what happens. So, absolutely, we need to get out and get the vote in and know that it counts. And some of these, crucial states like Ohio and Florida and Georgia, those are just become, battlegrounds for this kind of stuff. And then there's other ones as well, small to big. And the big cities are ruling California, New York, or wherever. And so you have a lot of Republican voters there, but there's so many people live in the cities and they're blue states, so it's really hard to flip those. But I would be a fan of California being split into two states because if you get in the Southern California, except for LA, I mean they're very rural. I mean the wine country, farmers and stuff like that, much more conservative. Devin Nunes, he was representative there, now executive with Truth Social. He definitely represented and was voted in, and of course he got voted down on everything he tried to do because of the power of the rest of the state. But he definitely was trying to represent his constituency properly in a conservative way in his district, and they were very different than a lot of districts throughout the state. There's other places like that too. So it's just never too early to talk about it. And I was just saying earlier before several of you got in here, we did some spots today out in the community, and we had some fun with that. Covered some great ones. There's a ministry I definitely be looking for. It's a very short piece, but it is. We had a little interview with a shop owner, but we turned around and didn't realize the gold mine of just something that touched my heart of a ministry, and it is a 501c ministry to help people that can't afford headstones or bury children under 2 years old, two and under. And it's very touching, very moving. He told me how that got started. You're going to be seeing that start to pop out there a little later today, and in certainly this week. And we're going to put up a commercial for them and his store as well. Great people. Enjoyed talking to John today at an antique store in the little town of Ringo, Georgia. We're still doing some pieces there, some promos, working with the Ascending Group. Paul, my friend for the Ascending Group, and they're sponsoring these spots. And we're covering small town America, Main Street USA, what we like to call it. And we tried our best today to further highlight that. And we've got a couple of more spots, maybe even 4 spots we want to do in around that town. And then we're going to change locations. We're going to hit another town in the area and cover Main Street as well. But we may be ongoing with shop owners here because it's going to take us a little bit to get through some of those. Also, today, I talked with, and I don't have it back here, the book Zenith Man, the author, the lawyer, McCracken Poston, for Zenith Man. We're supposed to talk tomorrow. I'm hoping we can record this interview about the book, and it's a fascinating look into some local history, big court case, a supposed murder, and its intrigue about it. I'm reading the book right now. It's fantastic. And we've been trying to get this done for a couple of weeks now, and I am so excited. And I can't wait to get this done. I hope we get that in the can tomorrow, and then we can have a push out for that. And we're going to air this thing several times. So let's hope that one goes. Local lawyer and local author. And a great book, Zenith Man. Killer Carl, who is in here, has ordered that book on audio. Don't know if he's done with it yet or if he's even started. But this book is it's amazing. I'm not done with it yet. I don't know a lot of the story. I'm learning things. I've not even gotten the trial yet. I'm about 6 chapters in. I'm just getting to the point where they're fixing to go to trial. Amazing book. I can't say enough about it. Thank you for McCracken Poston for autographing the book and giving us a short interview that we did in the store as we bought the book. But we're going to do an expanded interview with him, and I so appreciate him doing that. And his time is important like anybody's. And so we finalized that today. We've got some other interviews coming up on the Southern Fried. Rob's worked on a couple, and we're trying to finalize them, hoping we have one Friday night, next Friday night. We're waiting to see, but we have several floating out there. So that's the way it is. You invite people in, you're trying to find a time to get those folks to come in. We're trying to bring you impactful interviews. And the one we did with Love Endures Ministry, very powerful. Really enjoyed that testimony. That's the kind of thing we love to do here at Southern Fried. And yes, as we get into this election time, you're going to see more politicians come up. We'll be talking to some of them, some that are running for office. Hey, listen now, we'll get who we can get. Some people blow us off. I guess we're just not big enough for their cut of pie right now. That's okay. We offered. We've tried. We're trying, and we're going to keep trying. We have. I've reached out twice to the MTG camp. Not got a bite back yet, but we'll do that again as we get inside the November timeline. And I'm hoping to. We're going to keep pushing. We're not giving up. But as of yet, I'm not able to get it. But we have some others that we had one that refused us last year. He said he would. He didn't. We just never could line up. I'm hoping to get him this year as well. You're going to see that part of the news division of the podcast really be doing a lot of stuff like that. We hope to cover some of the meetings and stuff when they're in our area. Campaign stops. We're going to try to get out and be live, or if not live, record it and talk about. Get some of those things they say in these things and air those out. Absolutely. So I can't wait to do that. It's going to be an amazing election time. It's going to get ugly. And I'll say it again, if you don't have to be from Georgia, go watch the Doug Collins campaign piece against Derek Dooley. And that video, man, they earning their money on that one. That's a good one. And it can be used all the way up until election time. I'm telling you. That's a scathing political ad. Wow. Oh, man, Derek, you may have opened a can of worms, buddy. I am a dog fan, but I'm sorry. That's just not who I want representing. You know, people think just because someone is connected to a football program or something famous or whatever, daddy's coattails, whatever, that they can just shoe right in. That's what they think about us, that we're so stupid that we don't pay attention enough that we're just going to look at somebody that's running for office and go, whoa, that's somebody's boy or his daughter. Well, we'll vote for them. No, we care about issues. We care about issues. We care about what you're going to do when you get in there. We're passionate about our rights as guaranteed us by the Constitution of the United States. And if you get in and jackleg us around, we're voting your tail out. We'll do it. Don't mess with our rights. And a lot of people, millions of people around the country agree with me on that. Do not jackleg our rights around. They're our rights, and you don't give them to us. They're guaranteed us, yes, by the Constitution, but you know what? In a greater sense, by God. We have the rights to these things by our God, and we have a right for those, the freedom of speech and things. And we're not getting sold down the road by some grifter, somebody that comes along just to say the right things to get into office, to enrich themselves and do nothing but hurt the constituency that elected them. We're paying attention, and we will call you out. And, I don't care if you ever want to come on the show or not. If you're selling us down the road, take it. You may still win. You may. But like-minded folks like us are going to take you to task, and we're going to challenge you no matter what your state is that you're listening from. And if you're outside of the country, challenge the leaders of your area, the people that are elected to do their job. Make them do their job. And that's one of the things that we that we stand on here on the podcast is, listen, we support the process we have as long as it's legal and fair. And, then it comes to the people, and that's where it should rest. And if we get outvoted on something, we get outvoted. That's just the way it goes. Then you got to do, get on the ground, do some education, get people signed up that haven't been voting, get them active in the understanding their candidates. As an election official, someone who works with elections, I cannot tell you how many times and we can't say anything in the voting area. We can't even talk to them other than to give them help, offer assistance if they're having a problem. We don't talk about candidates. We're not allowed to. We can't talk about it. We can't even look at the screen because we have the screens here. It's not paper ballot. But when I hear, this is what I hear. I hear it so many times. and it's people looking at the ballot and they go, oh, I don't even know who these people are. Oh, do your research, find out who they are. What happens is they come in to vote for one person, one office, and then they see the rest of that ballot and they're going, oh, I didn't know I was voting on all this. Then the amendments, they're trying to get your opinions about, do you support this? You got to really read through those. They don't have a clue because they haven't even looked at them. What we do in the Cordell household, and I can't tell you what to do anywhere else because that's your household. But here in Georgia, we can go online. It's very simple to do, and we can get the sample ballot and we can print that off. For my area, you put a little bit of information in. If you're registered, it's there. You can get it. You download that, print it off. And what we do is I sit around, me and my wife, and actually this year I'm going to put in for an absentee for her because her health is bad. Not horrible, but it's took a hit because of some medical issues that happened. It'd be harder for her to get up into the voting precinct. So for her, I'm going to do that. But she will vote. She's a voter. But we'll pull that down. We will look at that. We'll go office by office and question by question, referendums, whatever they are. And we will have prayed about that, have done our research, and we will fill that out for her. So it's already checked off. She'll put it out to her pocket. It's legal to do. You go into the booth, you can pull that out, and you can use it as a guide to remember what you did so you don't get nervous, distractions, whatever. You remember what you voted on or wanted to vote on, and then you do that down the line. When we started doing that, my wife loved that because she would get in the voting precinct and she'd go, we had talked about a particular race, but some of them are harder to know, like state Supreme Court justice or something. You may not know those people as well. So making sure that, we match, unless there's something she just feels strongly about, that's her right as a voter. But generally we go down the line. We pretty well match down the line on the candidates themselves and who we're going to vote for. And we sit. I get in late. In fact, I get my training in. I missed it this week because work schedule. I've got to get training in this next week and be ready for that. But I get in kind of late, about 10:30. I get back in. Then we go live on election night and we talk about the races and stuff for a pretty good while. Last year, Rob started that, and then I joined in when I got to the studio. And it's fun to do, and we started looking at those races around the country. It's an important thing, and I've always set up and watched those returns, which come in so quickly now, except for Fulton County in Georgia. Maybe one other one. Fulton, come on, get it together. That one's delayed, and that's caused a lot of problems. It's just facts. It's just facts. It's just honesty. That has happened. But wherever you vote, be an active part of that. And go up to these candidates and ask them the questions. Ask them the tough questions. Don't give them the easy ones, the apple pie ones. I mean, go up and ask them a tough question. Say, sir, what you voted this way the last time? What which goes against my values, whatever. What are you going to do to change that in this next election cycle to get get the honor of having my vote? Well, are you going to make changes? Or are you still going that way? Because we're disappointed in you. And if they say, well, that's the way I see it, well, you say, well, okay, I'm voting for your opponent. Sorry, but you've left me. And don't let these jacklings get away with that. Absolutely. All right, folks, I got to go to work. Joy. But I like to work. I don't mind. But I'd love to be here longer. I will be back, Lord willing. If he raises me in the morning and the creek don't rise and the Wi-Fi works, which the creek won't matter, but I don't think it would because I don't have to go across the creek. But if it flooded that bad, that means my studio's flooded. That would be bad because I do have a creek few yards, many yards behind me in the studio, behind the studio. But if the creek don't rise, the good Lord gets me up in the morning. We'll be on around 8-ish for Sunday morning in the Word. And then tomorrow night, 8 Bells, Southern Fried Podcast or Southern Fried News Desk. And we'll talk about news of the weekend and the days. What about this? Let's see what goes on in this peace agreement the president has talked about. He told the Hamas, we will kill every one of you. You have till Sunday night to make a deal. Looks like they're starting to make somewhat of a deal. But strong talk from the president. Yes, we know. He told the people that there, you're outnumbered, you will die. And he told the people who are already away from there, we know where you are, we will find you, and we will kill you. That's language they can understand. They don't like it, but they can understand that language. And are making some moves right now. Let's pray that the hostages get released. Absolutely. I don't care if you're a fan of Israel or not. These people don't deserve to be enslaved. And to those that died, the bodies then can be given back, and they can have private burials with their families or however they choose to do. But have a great day. God bless you. And we've got a little music. And it's a beautiful day. I mean, just absolutely beautiful. Where you at? It may be raining. I don't know. But I think much of the U.S. probably has just beautiful blue skies. The weather is a little softer, and it's really, really cool. So that's awesome. Go get out and be a part of it. Enjoy it. Get some sunshine. Bring a little sunshine to your friends and neighbors. Put a little sunshine in your soul. And we'll see you Sunday morning. God bless. Take care. Dave in the AM, a.k.a. the Cornbread Man. We'll see you next time.
It's a complicated life for the southern people. Like a small town, nothing's real. Mama's still doing wrong. Don't tell the preacher. Nothing really changes except the weather. If you can't